And I started early. Why not? Why not? Who's to say I can't start? That's the question that we're going to talk about right now. Who's to say what I can and can't do? I'm in charge of this. P Money's already in the chat. I got to get in there. I got to get in that chat and get going. Jeez Louise. Can't be waiting around when P Money's waiting for you in the chat room. Chat room. Man, there's a term, huh? A chat room. I mean, that's what we're essentially, we're a chat room with video. But man, I think that the chat room, that's a blast from the past, huh? Forums too. That's something I've been thinking about a lot. Oh, thank you, P Money. I appreciate you hanging even though you're at work. Jeez, man. But seriously, chat rooms. Wow. Anyways, since at least P Money is here and one other viewer, I'm not sure who they are because they haven't spoken in the chat yet. Let's jump into what we. Is it really a chat room if we are typing? Chatting. I don't know. I mean, that's what it was in chat rooms. God. It's just something that doesn't exist on the internet anymore. To that degree. I mean, I'm sure there's IRC or relays and things like that that are still going strong that are just chat, but really, what a that's a part of the internet that has not really survived. And forums, I feel like, are going that way too. That was how I got a lot of my former internet success, who's to say, was forums, because people would actually give you the time of day. Now it's impossible to get people to watch stuff. Let's go ahead and fix the camera here that I'm dropping all of this. I need to get an actual holder for this camera, but for the time being, we'll just have to sit on this light because I say so. Let's switch over to the desk view. There we go. Isn't that great? Oh, this is cognitive drawing. Look how gorgeous that looks on that screen. Man, I should have switched to this using my camera thing a long time ago for the desk art, because that's looking fantastic comparatively. All right, let's talk about this Jason Brubaker book. Got it in the mail today. I was really excited for this. I like art books, and I like drawing books because they help me to learn. And I like to look at the pretty pictures and dream that I too someday would could draw like these masters. All right, hopefully that camera will calm the heck down and stop phasing in and out. But this is a gorgeous volume. First of all, seems really well put together, especially for the price. I don't think this cost very much. I'm not really a guy that cares too much about damage, so doesn't. I mean, unless the book is, or whatever it is super wrecked and almost useless, but it's not. So. One of the things I noticed when I first opened the book up was this about this book page. It says the book's designed to lay flat, which is good because it's meant for learning from. And a lot of books, if you're drawing books, you'd have to get a holder to hold them up. And it wouldn't really benefit you. Why is it doing that? Why are you doing that, camera? Phone? Why are you phasing in and out? Oh well. Who cares? We'll survive. Hypothetically speaking, we'll survive. Okay, back to this. And then it also talks about these flaps. Basically, the book comes with flaps that are designed to cover up the pages, because the idea of this cognitive drawing book is that you are able to learn to draw these shapes by basically drawing it from a picture. So let's find this. So you look at this, you draw it from memory. Then you draw it from reference. So you cover it up, you draw it from memory, look at it, draw it from reference, getting it down, then from memory again, then from reference again, then from memory, then you come back and draw again at a later date. And this is a 90-day workbook. So it's designed to be something where you do one thing every day. You do one of these days, depending on what they have for you on that day. And then over time, you learn. And it's not just cartooning, like you're looking at drawing from that, but there's actual life reference in here. You can see there's models that you're looking at their muscles and you're learning the musculature, and you're sort of trying to get to this point. And then, so you're building your skills. And this is what I kind of wanted from an art book for a really long time, is basically, this is how to learn. This is how this is how Jason Brubaker thinks you should learn. And he's putting his time and effort into developing something that will allow you to learn. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with it. So far, I haven't done the 90 days. I just got it today. So who's to say? But the quality of it, it's what I thought it was going to be. No disappointment there. And the only thing that I don't know about is, am I really going to have to draw on this beautiful book? I kind of want to make copies of the pages and then do it on that, so I'm not drawing in here, but we'll see. We'll see what I end up doing. It's got hands. Basically, this is male anatomy and female anatomy. The female figure, if you will. Hopefully will come out at a later date, but I'm definitely going to pick that up. Hello, Lady Vixen. P Money says, why would I learn to draw when I can just buy other people's drawings? I'm lazy. Well, I mean, if you're not interested in that, that's cool too, I guess. But yeah, so I got this in the mail today, and I thought I'll show that off on a stream because P Money has been wanting me to do a stream. And then we could talk about other art books and compare this one, which I think I'm really going to enjoy, and I'm really thinking I'm going to learn a lot from this. I'm hoping I do. I'm always wanting to improve my skills, so yeah. All right, let's talk about one of the first art books I ever bought, which really should not have been one of the first art books I ever bought. This is the DC Comics Guide to Digitally Drawing Comics. I wanted to draw comics for a long time, and I thought, what I had a Mac at the time that was pretty good, and I thought, what I can do? I can draw on this Mac. I also had a laptop that was decent. And I thought, what I'll do? I'll get this DC Comics Guide to Digitally Drawing Comics, and then I'll learn how to digitally do it. And so I went and I bought myself a Wacom tablet. But this was one of the ones where you draw on the pad and look at the screen, and I really could not get the hang of it. And this book is really, it's not so much about the drawing part, it's more about the digital, how to work digitally. And it's really, unfortunately, a lot of it is outdated, I think, because a lot of things have changed. This is mostly how to use Photoshop to do what Freddie Williams does. There's some good things like setting up vectors and so that you can have a library of logos and things that you usually use to save time. And there's some good tips, I think, but mostly I have not really used this stuff. I don't. Some of it helped me to learn how to draw digitally, but it's not necessarily how to. I would say it's more of a what you're already doing. Let's expand your ability. So I think it has helped me some, but not as much as I was hoping when I first bought it. And now let's look at a classic drawing book. Oh, Roscoe. Roscoe says, I like watching Brian Shearer draw digitally, otherwise not so much. Yeah, I get that. Brian Shearer has a wonderful style that I think has really translates well to digitally. So often it can be very uninteresting to watch people draw digitally just because how the workflow goes. But Brian, he just is such a master at his style that he's just able to push forward and do things very, very well. But yeah, How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by Stan Lee and John Buscema. Of course, that classic How to Draw the Marvel Way book. Why would Stan Lee do a book about drawing? Because Stan Lee, believe it or not, knows a lot about drawing. He may not have been an artist, but he understood how to put a comic together. I would recommend that you take a look at his... he did a series of VHS tapes in the 90s, early 90s, late 80s, about the comics masters or whatnot. And one with Todd McFarlane, he talks a lot about layout of the comic book panel, and really he demonstrates that he had a wide knowledge of printing and how comic books should be set up. So obviously, Stan Lee is the one writing this, he's the one putting this together, editing this book that Buscema is teaching us how to draw the figures and everything. So this is really the two of them together. Oh, look at that. There's a Bigfoot Bill. Bookmark. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Some of this has helped me thinking about gesture and movement and stuff, especially this. And then it really has some good examples of things you want to emulate when it comes to gesture. I think that's what I've mostly what I've gotten out of this book as I've worked through it, as I've looked at it. I don't necessarily like this form of drawing with the boxes and everything that it sometimes suggests. And some people do when they start out. I've never been able to really do that well. I always have to start out with a little bit of the anatomy as I go into it. This is really a Loomis head, which we'll talk about a little bit more later. Let's see. P-Money says, you mean you are using the bookmark as a bookmark? I've been using it as my dust collecting card on my desk. Well, that's what I do with most of my Gary Shipman bookmarks because I have about 1,000 of them. But I do use those as bookmarks as well. There's other videos where I've used them as a bookmark in the video to mark the page I need to return to. But yeah, this is based on a Loomis head in a way, I think, and there's some good tips in here about how Buscema drew and how he designed characters. I was never a fan of this old Marvel style of female faces with the lines on them. I just never looked as feminine as it should to me. Kirby did that too. I don't know what that was the style. A lot of these guys. But it's got some inking tips in here that are good. Talking about what needs, where you need to put your blacks and different styles of inking. So there's a lot of good stuff there. This can be got for really cheap. They even sell this one at like those Five Below stores. I don't know if you have those where you're at, but we have them here. Basically $5 and below. And this book is mass produced in China. And, usually get it there for pretty cheap. This one I have not looked at too much, but what I like about this is Will Eisner. He did obviously he's a master, but there's a lot of these Will Eisner books that take some of his lectures and things that he did and put them together. This one is really mostly about anatomy, which is good. But what I like is you can see how Eisner took more realistic anatomy and he adapted it into his style, which I love that cartoony style that he had. That's Bridgman there. Recognize that from some Bridgman books that I have. Yep, Mr. Bridgman. But it's got a lot of examples of Eisner's work in here, which I really like. You to look at those and see how he dealt with expressions on faces and things like that. So this is a really good book. Roscoe wants to know, what exactly is P-money, and how does the value of the money of P compare to, say, Bitcoin? That's a good question. I'd like to know that too. P-money answers, if you give me any money, I'll spend it on only things that start with the letter P. Oh, okay, makes sense. But really, this book's got a lot to do with storytelling, visual storytelling, which Eisner was a master of. And really a lot of good examples of different art styles that he worked with, or someone else. Here's Kirby, obviously. Here, over here. Yeah, overall, this is a cool one. I want to get some of the other ones, some of the other Eisner books. Speaking of Bridgman, here's a Bridgman book, Bridgman's Lifetime. I have 2 books by Bridgman. Really about, this is one of those books that they swear by, right? Where you're trying to learn gesture in life, how to make something look like it's alive and that it's coming off the page. And just look at this figure work and see that he was looking at somebody when he drew this stuff. And then over the time, you start to learn the anatomy of the body, where the planes on the body are. So, like, let's see, what was that page? Boxy. There we go. As an example, you can see there's different planes of the body, and then you round them off later, but you're looking at them in terms of shading. Where's that shading going to be? Obviously, I have much work to do to get to this level, Bridgman level of arting, but a pretty valuable resource, I think, to look at and think about when you're trying to learn anatomy and musculature and how that needs to be portrayed in pencil. Here's an interesting one. This one I didn't heard of, I wasn't familiar with it. However, I saw it at the used bookstore. It was pretty cheap, so I picked it up. Obviously, Dick Giordano, we're all familiar with him. Mostly these books, you see a lot of these impact how to draw whatever, how to draw vampires, how to draw monsters, whatever they are. If you're looking at art books such as I do, it has a lot of good examples on different styles. Gives you ideas. I wouldn't say this is one I would go out and seek out unless you're a big Dick Giordano fan. But there's some good information in it. I have issues with this book. For example, on this page, expressing emotion. You've got some emotions here, but there's not that much where it's talking about the individual emotions, like maybe in the Eisner book, when it's explaining, like, think about it this way. It's just showing, okay, this is seductive. Well, why is that seductive? I want to know. Explain it to me so I can learn, so that I can portray it, not just copy what you're doing. Some of them do a little bit better, talking about how to make someone look more villainous, and gives examples of. You can kind of get more information out of this book if you look beyond what's actually written on the page and sort of try to analyze the artwork itself. But there's still good stuff in it. A lot of the same Marvel type stuff. You can see the difference between a Dick Giordano figure and a Buscema figure. I think the Buscema one had maybe a little bit more life. This guy sort of looks like he's crouching down more than swinging a punch. More like this guy ran into a fist than. All right, Roscoe. Adios. That is the only Eisner book I have like fixing, by the way. There's good stuff about clothing in here, and I think mostly I like this one to look at the art and see how Giordano drew. It's a really good section. So here's some stuff about perspective. Drawing 1-point perspective, drawing 2-point perspectives. There's some good information in it. But there's books that have more that are better. This one I think tried to do too much. Instead of focusing on one select thing. This shows the difference between different styles of inking. Tighter one with a pen, one with a brush, and then one with a pen and a brush. It inks the same thing 3 different ways to show you what kind of styles you can get. I think that's about it. I wanted to talk about this one. There's some good stuff in it, but overall it's not one I would necessarily seek out unless you're really trying to get some information. I think there's better books for you to seek out. This is the DC Comics Guide to Penciling Comics by Klaus Janson. Now, of course, he's more known as an inker, but he has penciled in his day. And this one has a lot more where it's trying to explain the different aspects and talk about it. This is one I haven't worked through as much as some of the others, but I hope to get to a point where I can. Because it talks some about exaggeration and things like that. And of course, you've got your obligatory section about perspective. This is a pretty good section that I have read some of, which is storytelling with the art. Basically, how does the comic book work in a sense for dramatic purposes? And how do you lay out a page? Pretty simple stuff, but there's a lot of depth to it as well. So a lot of examples of different artwork, and I think that's pretty cool to look at. But again, it's not really like a how to draw book. It's more like how to adapt drawing that you already know to comic books. I'm gonna save my favorite one till last, but this is a new one I got. This is Jack Ham, who I thought the How to Draw Animals book was over there. He's got a How to Draw Animals book that Gary Shipman recommended that I got. I must have actually put that away in the other room instead of on my art shelf right here. But this is Drawing the Head of Figure. I just got this today at the store, and I already went through it on the way home, and there's already some information here that I really like and things I want to work through and some suggestions I'd like to do. This is something interesting. Drawing children's heads. I wish there was more about this, but it does give you some information about how to make something look more childlike as opposed to an adult, and how to make those distinctions in your art. There's some good stuff in there. Yeah. I'm excited for that one. This is, of course, is the book I recommend to anybody who's trying to learn how to draw. The most influential book for me, for sure. Oh, what's up, Eric Hawkins? Welcome. Yeah, Fun with a Pencil by Loomis is definitely my most influential book on me so far. Loomis is, I'm glad to have this nice hardcover edition of this. Loomis, you can find these books on the Internet Archive for free in the public domain. I recommend anybody learn from them. Basically, this book starts you out really, anybody who's starting out drawing, this is a great book because it's going to take you from the step of drawing just a regular circle. It can be as crappy as you want it to be. He says, and it can be as lopsided as a family budget and still work out. A lot of humor in this. Really, it takes you step by step. Of course, here we have the beginning of the Loomis method of drawing heads. Basically, thinking about things. Basically, it takes you through cartooning first, so you're getting things that look fun and cool. And as you work through these and draw through these, you are learning. And that was one of the problems I had with how-to books when I was a kid. I felt like they weren't really teaching me how to draw things after I stopped looking at the page. And instead they were teaching me how to draw a specific car, a specific character from a specific perspective, a specific pose, and they weren't teaching me how to adapt that to my own characters. And that's why I got frustrated as a kid, because I didn't know how to bridge that gap. But in this one, you're learning how to draw these faces, and then you practice them, but you're also learning, okay, this character's looking up. I need to draw the underside of his nose. And as you work through this book, if you go from beginning to end, you do learn those skills, and you can adapt them to your own work. This is one where I really appreciate. I come back to this expression page a lot because if I'm needing to, if I can't think of, okay, what does a face look like when it has this emotion? I usually come here. These are the basic faces. And you can see, okay, his eyebrows are up and his mouth's open, his face is lifted up, or he's grumpy, you know. So he's got a sort of that his face is coming down and together. Disdain, he's looking up down his nose at him. A lot of good stuff here. I just love this book. And I tell people too, whenever anybody's talking about drawings, get that Loomis book. It's free. Obviously, I'd say get this print version because it can be hard to learn from digital books a lot of time, I feel. This book does go into the actual Loomis method, not just the cartooning one, but how the head works. So here's the divided ball and plane method, as Loomis called it, but of course it's now known as the Loomis method, which is a way of designing the face here. You have a sphere, you cut off the side of it, make this a flat plane for the side of the head, and then you build the face around that, really molding it onto this. So we saw that represented in all those books and we've looked at. And Loomis really was somebody who pioneered teaching and has had a great influence, probably one of the most influential illustrators ever. There's a lot of good stuff in this. So if you are looking for this, for somewhere to start, this is what I would recommend. Also, get Cognitive Drawing by Jason Brubaker, because I think that's going to be great too. There's also some more advanced perspective stuff. This is something I want to work through more, is the perspective stuff in this. Trying to get better and push myself when it comes to perspective. I've done some one-point perspective stuff lately that I think has turned out pretty well, but I want to get more advanced with that and really make sure that my art is as dynamic as it can be. Ah, of course. There we go, we're back. How long was that going? Terrible video I made. Yeah, this is my favorite art book that I have, and I want to get some more Loomis stuff, the more advanced books eventually. There's a nice sketch of his daughter, and that's pretty nice, beautiful. But I want to get some of these other ones so that I can improve my skills, because I'm always trying to improve my skills. I'm always trying to get better at that stuff, and I think it's something we can all work on, you know? No matter what level you're at, there's always something to improve on. I mean, even Eric Hawkins, a guy who's put out some comic books that I absolutely love, The Zombie for World of Oz. A lot of great art in there, stuff to admire in there. He says, I need more drawing books. Tonight I felt like I couldn't even draw a stick figure. I have that all the time. I like draw something and I feel like I've totally regressed, totally gone back a step. And that's what I like about these books, is I can go back to them and I can refer to them and be like, okay, maybe I did take a step back. I am not doing this step, or I'm not really doing this as well as I could. And so you're always continually practicing. We could look at, here's a nice little preview here, but hopefully that shows up nicely. Let me check the shot. But there's the 1-point perspective I'm talking about, putting buildings there, not too crazy, but basically showing that this guy's falling down and making those kind of pop up out of the screen. And yeah, trying to push yourself with your art is always a good thing. Yeah, I'm really excited about that Brubaker book. I really think that's going to help me to get my anatomy down. I've got the basics, very basics of anatomy, but I'm really trying to improve on that. And then I want to work on clothing. And I wonder what I need to do to get there. Whether it's just to look at fashion magazines and draw clothing and how it drapes over the bodies. But that was one thing that I liked about the Ham book. Jack Ham, where did I put your Jack Ham? I don't know what to do with him. Underneath Loomis. Is he talks, he has a section in here about clothing and shoes and such, and he talks about folds, so I guess I could put this back on the I actually Freddie Williams books. Yeah, Freddie Williams taught me anything I know about eye flow and how a panel is supposed to go. Mostly I learned from Freddie Williams. So his videos, especially back in the day, super helpful to me. This book somewhat, I need to go back through it now that I actually do work more digitally. I was really excited to get this back in the day and to learn from him because he was so influential for me. I have that book and it has helped me. I wish it had helped me more, but I can always go back to it and look at it. Let's go ahead and pull this camera up, and then we'll change this to desk art. There we go. But you can see here it's talking about shoes, and then you've got obviously female figure and clothing. How does clothing drape? But it's talking about folds. And this is something I really wanted, and I saw this was in this book. I was super excited because bunching and things to make clothes look natural, how they go on, where they fall on joints and limbs and everything, and how they bunch up. That's been something I've really wanted to get a good book to help me with. So I'm excited for that, for sure. Nigel Movie Guy says, I can't believe you were on the bridge of the Enterprise D. Have you seen Data, Picard, Troy, Riker, Worf? Yeah, man, they're all in the ready room. I'm just minding the bridge for them, and I thought I'd talk to you guys while I'm doing it because I'm kind of bored on this night shift. Not much going on in space at night. So, yeah, like if anybody is wanting to learn how to draw, I recommend that Loomis book as the place to start for sure. My absolute favorite drawing book that I have. But I'm really excited for this handbook, and I need to find that what I did with that How to Draw Animals book, because that's actually the one that got Gary Shipman excited and interested in drawing animals. Was that book, and that's how he learned. So that guy's a master, absolute master of drawing. Almost. I don't see it. I must have put it away where it actually goes. Most of these I keep on a shelf right here next to my desk because this is where I do most of my art. That one I must have put away in my office somewhere. I'll have to look for that. Yeah, I don't know. Has there been any books for you guys that have been helpful for you? Eric obviously likes Freddie Williams. A lot of them I feel like, unfortunately, there's more of a market to sell books to kids, to preteens and teens about how to draw comic books or manga, and not really about the actual techniques behind them. And you have to really kind of dig for those books that are really going to be valuable in a lot of ways. Like I do want to get the inking, the DC Comics Guide to Inking, but there's not really a lot of books just about inking out there. So that one's also by Klaus Janson. Let's see. Nigel Movie Guy says, learn how to draw in space is boldly going where no man has gone before. He also says that Eric Hawkins says he spent a lot of time studying Jim Lee's art. Yeah, I haven't. I've read a lot of Jim Lee's stuff. I like Jim Lee, but I do feel like I'm trying to go in a different direction from him. I don't think I could ever emulate that style. It'd be nice to get some of his books, his artist edition books that they've put out. I think there's one that you can get where it shows you the pencil drawing versus how Scott Williams inked it, and I'm really interested in that. I don't know why. I don't know why that didn't show up. That's weird. Anyways, P Money wants to know why Eric Hawkins studies Jim Lee. Because he likes him. He likes his art. Nigel Movie Guy tells all of his subscribers to subscribe to Fly Fox Pro. That is true. Nigel Movie Guy is a guy that is really excited about creating and about getting his stuff out there, and I support it. I wish I had half the drive that he has had, especially recently as he's been getting his channel set up and getting stuff out there. Really just going 100 miles an hour trying to get that stuff out, which is great. I'm excited for it, to see where he goes with it. Why did I slow down? I'm stuttering a little bit, huh? How bad is it? Let me know. Yeah. Exciting news. Weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Why it's blocking these comments that just say my name. Why it's holding those back. Weird. Also, if you are in the chat and for some reason it's not showing your comments, I know this happens to Hervoge a lot when he's in my chat. If you're watching and it's not showing, I'm not seeing your comments or acknowledging them, it's probably because I'm not seeing them. I don't know why that's been happening, but it has. P Money says he tells his subscriber to subscribe to Fly Fox Pro. Of course, my one subscriber is me. P Money doesn't really. P Money is more of a consumer of internet videos rather than a creator of them. And that's fine. There's way too many creatives as it is. Eric Hawkins is a child of the 70s/80s. Big Jim Lee fan. I liked seeing him grow as an artist. I just like his art. Plus, he told me he liked my stuff and to work on my sequential art years ago. Wow, that's pretty cool. My biggest claim to fame is that I once scammed my way onto Drawn and Quartered, where my friends all voted for me to get me to 4th place. So thank you, friends. I think basically the people in this chat voted for me, and then a couple of randos, and votes I brought to the show by promoting it to people that I know that don't usually watch the show. They most likely also voted for me. So that's my big claim to fame. Hello, Matthew D. Reese. Welcome. We've been talking about art books and reviewing this wonderful book by Mr. Jason Brubaker, all about cognitive drawing. I'm excited to work through this. Just got this in the mail today. I'm really hopeful that it will improve my figure drawing and my anatomy. Eric Hawkins says, could happen again. Talking about Drawn and Quartered. Just got to get on D&Q Fan Edition again. Yeah, and then this time I'll definitely have to bring my A game, like I tried to do on the regular Drawn and Quartered show, because clearly I was the benefit of friends on that one as well. Friends coming in to vote me number 1 on that. Not sure if I merited that one, but I'm grateful to you who voted for me. P. Money's claim to fame is his great-great-uncle is Lord Stanley, the creator of the Stanley Steamer, everybody. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. Of course, he's probably talking about the Stanley Cup fella, maybe? Let's look it up. Seeing as how P. Money is one of those Canadians. Oh, what are you named after, Stanley Cup? Boom. There we go. Lord Stanley's mug. Lord Stanley's cup. Yes, you are named after the one and only Lord Stanley of Preston, who was appointed by Queen Victoria as Governor General of Canada, 1888. Big fan of ice hockey, this guy. Big fan. Boom, there we are. Matthew D. Reese says, I am invested in your figure drawing. Yes. Yes, you are. You want me to improve. You have... you have vested interest in my improvement at art, Matthew D. Reese, and I appreciate that. Jim Lee and Stanley are not related to Bruce Lee. Not related. No, they're not related. I don't know what you're talking about. What you're talking about me. My wife and our children's YouTube account just coincidentally all voted for you on Drawn and Quartered. Yeah. Yeah. I figured. There was a lot of votes there. So that's 6 I can account for. I believe I know the 7th. I think I got 8 votes, eight votes total. So that 8th vote, I don't know about who that was. That was somebody random. Maybe Siege. Siege might have voted for me. Siege likes my art, and she likes to help people out. So maybe it was Siege. I don't know. What does the winner of the vote of D&Q win? They win the opportunity to spend money to send a print to whoever wins the drawing at the end of the show. They get the right to send somebody a print. I guess it's just bragging rights. I was really interested in beating Mike. Didn't happen, but Eric Hawkins, who was the 7th vote, of course, he thinks he voted for me twice. Why, thank you, good sir. Thank you. That was the other vote. So 3 from the P Money clan. 1 from my lovely wife, 2 from people I brought to the show that I'd never watched it before and will most likely not watch it again, and Eric Hawkins twice. So there we've accounted for my 8 votes. Exciting times. Very, very grateful to people that voted for me. I just needed 1 more vote, and I could have beaten Mike Miller, or at least tied him. I almost. How great would that have been? I would have been excited for that. To beat the guy at my first ever time on the show, but at least I got votes. Of course, I brought in ringers, but that's okay. Nigel admits he voted for Mike because his Caveman Wolverine was cool, but I didn't know you were in it. My bad. Wow, Nigel. Man, that was the 1 vote, dude. That was the 1 vote that he beat me on. That's okay. I forgive you. If he didn't think mine was the best, I don't have any issues with that. Of course, other people have more personal friendship reasons to have voted for me. I don't know that mine was best, although I did put my full effort into that. There's things I wish I'd done better about it, but I really did try to do something really good. And it. Adios, Matthew D. Reese. Have a good one. Grace and peace to you as well. Yeah, I really tried to work hard, and I was really drawing for that entire time. So I didn't really talk. So there was no real reason for anybody to notice I was there, because it wasn't like they spent a lot of time looking at my art, and I wasn't really talking because I was so focused on trying to draw something well. So no big deal at all. No worries. Let's listen to Also Sprake Zarathustra while we talk about some ominous stuff, right? Very exciting, though. I'm excited to draw. And I've really been inspired by a lot of the stuff I've been looking at lately. Hoping to get some inspiration from this. The complete Frank Miller Spider-Man. Picked this up recently. And I want to sort of study his inks on some more of his more traditional work. Because it's all well and good to look at Sin City and be like, what? But how did he ink when he was having to answer to Jim Shooter? That's what I'm interested in. Where did he push the boundaries, and where did he exaggerate, and where did he let his stylistic choices, like that one, that's a very Frank Miller panel right there. But they're not all like that. So. Nigel says, my goodness, I am a noob. Didn't realize Frank Miller did Spider-Man. Yeah, he didn't do too many of them, which is why you can get the complete Frank Miller collection in just this small volume. But he did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 really comics. He did a lot more covers for Spider-Man stuff than he did actual crossovers. But he did Spectacular Spider-Man 27 and 28, Amazing Spider-Man Annual 14, 2 issues of Marvel Team Up, and Amazing Spider-Man Annual 15. So he wasn't really a regular Spider-Man artist. So there's not much of it. But it says Daredevil and some other stuff in it that I'm excited for. I'd like to get his complete Daredevil omnibus at some point. So P-Money once voted on DNQ for a cute girl, and Ruth asked who I voted for. When I told her, she said, you just voted for the hot girl, didn't you? I did a very unbelievable, no? Oh, P-Money, you crack me up, my friend. I've not drawn the past couple of weeks. I almost drew Nexus last night. I did draw some stuff in Nexus, and I just didn't feel like it was up to the standards I wanted it to be at, and so I was very hesitant to put that out because I'm really trying to only put out good quality stuff. But one thing I know is important is to put out art regardless of if you feel like it's the best it can be or not. You need to get stuff out there, and that's what I've been trying to do quite a bit. Yeah. Fortunate night. Fly Fox, hardly anybody else streaming tonight. Yes, that is why I made sure to stream that. Not only because P-Money's been bothering me about it for a couple of days, but also because I noticed, wasn't anybody else streaming? So I figured, hey, I'll fill in that gap of streaming and hopefully get some people. Looks like my competition is, at least of the people I follow, Lorenzo Sleestack and, of course, Cross Comics, who streams about just every night, Rick Piper. So, great fella. I like Rick a lot, and he's real supportive of me, and always there to give an encouraging word if you haven't subscribed to him. Don't leave right now, but maybe give him a look. Let's see. Eric Hawkins says, Nexus always reminded me of Racer X. Yeah, I've never read. I almost bought a Nexus comic today, and I'm kind of hitting myself for not doing it. But I think I'm going to try to find those Dark Horse omnibuses. This was like a First Comics old edition of the first issues of Nexus, and I was like, oh, do I get this or do I get the Jack Ham book? What do I put back? And I decided on the Jack Ham drawing book instead. So simple as that. And then I almost got Alien Legion that Chuck Dixon helped to write, and I was really excited because I'm drawing a sci-fi series. I was like, oh, should I get this? And it was about the same price as the Frank Miller collection, and I ended up putting back Alien Legion, obviously. Nexus always reminded him of Racer X. Yeah, Nexus looks more familiar to me than I'm familiar with him. Like, he has the air of familiarity, but I don't know. P-Money, of course, loves all of Nexus, and he even knew who Mike Miller was back in the day, which boggles my mind. P-Money, the big fan. Yeah, I gotta get myself some old Nexus comics to read to get myself up to speed before Monster Hunter 2. Oh, speaking of comics, The Three Jokers. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. The Three Jokers. What is this? What is this? Three Jokers nonsense. I'm looking it up. Who are the Three Jokers? Let's just bring up the... Alright, who are the Three Jokers? Here are possible theories to explain the Three Jokers and Jeff Johns and Jason Fabok's upcoming Batman Three Jokers. Interesting. I do like Jeff Jones written stuff. A lot of the time. Not everything, but a lot of it. Jason Fabok, of course, is a great artist. There more pictures. Oh, that's a scary looking dude. Yeah, cool. I don't want to know too much about it. Maybe I'll seek it out. There's some artwork here. Let's look through the artwork. Yeah, that's just suggesting what it's from. That's not anything real. Alright, back to the Starship Enterprise. Eric Hawkins loved the Three Jokers as well. Huh. Well, I'm gonna have to seek it out. Oh, you haven't read it? It's actually really good. Yeah. I should seek it out. What have I read lately that I really enjoyed? Wall Might, Gold Standard by Lim and Pellegrini. Love these guys. Love that they're putting out comics on the regular. This is how I want to consume comics, right here. For the most part. I'm willing to support other comics, but this is doing it right. How these guys are doing, putting these books out. Feel like I'm getting complete stories. Obviously, this one, 3 complete stories. That mini story. Quality. Quality. Common America, great. Really excited for Black Ops. Next Common America book. Man, they just quarterly books like this at this price point, you can't beat it, man. I think they're only going to continue to grow. So P Money says, yeah, I think the 3 Jokers go Golden Age Joker. Joker who killed Jason Todd and the one who paralyzed Barbara Gordon are different. Jokers. Don't worry, that's not a spoiler. It was in the previous. Yeah, of course they're different. They're written by different people. Continuity is stupid. That's weird, though. I don't know. That seems... Because those are all pre-Crisis Jokers. I don't know how I feel about that. In terms of continuity. But who cares about continuity? Enjoy this. I try to enjoy the story at its smallest basis as much as possible. So, like, if the single issue of a comic is good on its own, I like that. If it's a more serialized thing over the course of that run, I like that. I try not to think of it in the grand scheme of does it fit into the DC universe, because it's so convoluted. Who cares? Is the individual story good? So I don't know. That seems kind of postmodern-y to me, but you're seeing buffering. My apologies to you. Probably because I'm watching this video. Gonna get out of it. Clicking out of all the other pages that I was in. Your money never worries about continuity. I just make my own. So if a story doesn't make any sense to my continuity, I just throw it out from my mind. Throw out that story from my mind. Yeah, me too. I do that a lot. Yeah. Basically, any book where Guy Gardner is too much of a jerk, I throw that out of my continuity, even if I like that book. Like the JLI books, he's almost too much of a jerk. Almost. Too pompous. It's like, that's almost thrown out, but sometimes people write Guy Gardner too much of a jerk. You can't do that. He's still a hero, by the way. The Power Ring almost chose him for a reason. That's what we need to recall. Is had he been closer, it would have been him, and not Hal. Keep that in mind. Although, Doctor Who, I don't think I'll ever be able to make the continuity make sense in my head ever again. Yeah, who cares? I'm pretty sure that after Matt Smith's doctor died, that was the end of the show. I haven't seen any more episodes than that. I don't know. That was the end to me. I don't know what you're talking about. How can it not make sense? Flyhawks, can you take my glass out of the freezer, please? Certainly. Here's a small break. We will be back, friends. I promise you that. Don't go away. Alright, y'all better not have gone away. Where's the commercial? Oh, I'll give you a commercial. You money, just you wait. You'll get your commercial. You money asked for a commercial, don't you forget about that. P-Money wanted this, by the way. He asked for this. You just keep that in mind. This is what he wanted, okay? Let's make sure the volume is up loud enough for you guys to hear it, okay? Because P-Money wanted a commercial.
You could get sick. Real sick. Real ick. Don't you put it in your mouth. Till you ask someone you love. That's right, sis. If it's okay to eat. If it's okay to eat. Like a muffin or a beet.
Like a muffin or a beet.
If you don't know just what it is. Remember, boys and girls. Don't put it in your mouth. Hey, what am I doing? I don't even like beets.
And don't put it in your mouth. Bye-bye, everyone.
Remember, boys and girls.
Alright, that's what P-Money asked for. He specifically asked for a commercial. And so he received one. Yeah, what horrible country came up with that idea? I don't know, P-Money, you tell us. Lady Vixen knew that was coming. Yeah, P-Money, what did you do? Here's the deal, friends. On Twitch, if I was streaming on Twitch, I would have just actually played a commercial, because I'm actually monetized on Twitch. Unlike YouTube that has this ridiculously high standard of monetization as to prevent monetizing like terrible channels. Twitch has a pretty low threshold to get monetized, so I could have actually played a real commercial and got money for it, for all of you watching it. But oh well. Because you're all here. You're all on YouTube, not Twitch, so. And P-Money can barely use Twitch. Oh, hello, Timotei. Welcome. Always grateful for you showing up. Always a wonderful addition to the crew here. Yeah, so I would have shown real commercials had I been on Twitch. What else can we talk about? Here's another art book. I mean, I did a whole video about this recently, so if you haven't seen that, you should seek it out after the live stream is over. But Understanding Comics, this is my favorite comic book. That's what the video title you need to look for. This one also taught me quite a bit about eye flow, how sequential art works, and got me really excited about making comics. Yeah. Great stuff. Great book. Not a traditional art book in the same sense. Okay, P-Money says, Timotei Best says, I think that PSA came from Canada. I think you're right. You know what else comes from Canada? P-Money. Coincidence? I don't know. Okay, what crowdfunding comic should be arriving at your house next, Fly Fox? I know which one's too far away for my joy. That's Titan Deluxe Edition. At this point, I kind of wish I hadn't even purchased the Deluxe Edition. Of course, I'm lying. Ecstatic to get it. Let's look it over. My contributions. Here we go. Let's go back through this stuff. Titan Mouse of Might. There's no. I got that one. No, probably not that one. Bigfoot Bill, maybe? I don't know. That one says December 2020, January 2021, October 2020, Magnificent 7. Goth and Ugly Sketchbook. I got the digital version of that, so I actually got that in the mail already. December 2020. That one's not coming yet. Got that. All Might. Might be a Kickstarter book. Maybe it's either going to be Titan, Bigfoot Bill, or Black Hops. Most of my stuff I've had delivered by now. Dragon Guard says 2020. I don't know where Kevin Sharp is on in that, but man, I need to take a drink. All out. Delivered. Still waiting on Golma. That was supposed to be May 2020. Man. Dagger Bradley's late. That one got refunded. How sad. Man, Bigfoot Bill. Am I excited for that? Kyrie should be coming out soon. That should be exciting. Maybe it's Kyrie I'm going to get next. It's a race, man. A lot of contenders in this. A lot of contenders. See if I can find a book that There's another book I haven't gotten yet. Canadian Shield, Rick Piper's book. He finally got the money for that. He was having problems getting the money from Indiegogo. He finally succeeded in that. So I should be getting that fairly soon. Hopefully. Most of my books I've ordered I got. Here's the oldest one I've gotten that hasn't been delivered yet. And there's no estimated delivery date. Monster MD. Jeez Louise. Let's see what the latest update says. August 17, last pages turned in. The last 4 pages of art have been turned in. And now it's off to the letterer. Completed funding July 28, 2019. I'm hoping it's good, but at this point, it's got to be really good for me to jump on board with another one. But the book looked really cool, which is why I backed it in the first place, so we'll see. Let's see. P Money says, yeah, Titan won't be arriving at my house until October. I know, dude. Every day, that digital edition that I have in my email is like tempting me and taunting me. And then you see people getting those proof editions of the deluxe edition, the proof copy of the deluxe edition, and you're just like, oh, I'm jealous of you. I need to buy one of those if you're auctions it off again. Let's see. Eric Hawkins thinks Vestry should be coming soon. After that, he's not sure. Waiting on She and Doom Kicker. Yeah, Doom Kicker. There's another one that's hadn't delivered yet. Come on, Elliot. That's the one I was most excited for. Other than Doug's actual books and Titan, I think the most excited I've been about a book was Doom Kicker. And I really want to get that in my hands and read it. Doug Knaple and Elliot Fernandez art. I really want to see a lot of artists draw Doug's scripts, man. I just want him to crank out scripts and have different artists drawing them. Mega 7 should be soon. Shoot. Eric Hawkins got to go look. He's losing track. I don't want to get after Mike, but I hope my sketch card is no longer on his desk and is being sent to me along with my Lone Star. Yeah, me too, P Money. Me too. Billy hasn't started shipping She. Okay, I didn't get She. I need to go back and read some early She stuff to see if I'm really interested in it enough to crowdfund it. I'm waiting for a Billy Tucci autograph time to add to my autograph collection. Yeah. Eric Hawkins' brother's copy of Walmart showed up today. Good for him, man. Quality book. Quality book. I liked it overall. It's problems with it, I think. But, I mean, for what it is, it's tremendous. My problems are more just personal gripes. But The art is fantastic, and you can really see it's a really good demonstration of how Tim has improved over the course of doing these Wall Might books. And it's not like he's gone all that much different, but I think his art has improved. Oh, P Money just got his Ben Shapiro autograph yesterday. I have an Andrew Breitbart autograph, and he's dead. So, in your face. That's, of course, in my copy of Andrew Breitbart's book, which must be at my parents. My parents must have it, because I'm pretty sure it's not in my office. And I haven't seen it in a while, so someone tried to abscond with that. I'm going to have to get to the bottom of that mystery. Yes, yes. Crowdfunded comics. Mostly I've gotten the stuff I've backed. The longest thing I'm waiting on in terms of a crowdfunding comic is from Greg Rucka. His collection of Lady Saber comics. I don't think I'm ever going to get it. I may not have answered the questionnaire, the survey from Kickstarter back in the day, or it just never delivered and I didn't realize I didn't get it because I forgot about it. So that's disappointing because I don't think I'm ever going to get that. I've messaged the campaign and so far no response from Mr. Rucka. So don't think that's going to happen. Unfortunately. Let's see which comics I'm still waiting on. Got Earthworm Jim. Let's see. Got that one. Wish I hadn't. Gunship Thunder Punch I got. Packins Land Omnibus I got. Doom Kicker I have not got. Garbage Man got refunded. Oh, that was disappointing because I've really loved Aaron Lopresti for a really long time. Loved his art, and I was really excited to get Garbage Man. So that was disappointing. He's one of my favorite artists. So, of course, I was disappointed with that. Bric-a-Brac #1, I got that. Lone Star Heart of the Hero Redux. I finally got that not too long ago. Sorry, P Money. No, you're still waiting on that one. Oh, Eric's waiting on Golma as well. Oh, let's see. P Money bought the Lone Star tier for Mega 7. I keep wondering if I'll get that Lone Star before I get the original Lone Star 2 comic. That would be hilarious. Hybrids, the Son of Gods. I don't know about that one. I'm not familiar with that one. Tales from the Classroom I got. Monster MD I have not gotten. So far, what? 2 I haven't gotten? Doom Kicker and Monster MD. From ones from last year. Those are all the comics from last year. Titan I'm waiting on. A lot of these contributions are that I have in here are not. It's stuff I bought from like Gary Shipman's store or different things like that. Kyrie Book 1, I definitely got that. I love that. Love Matt Krotz's stuff. Really want to see him succeed with all of his endeavors. Bigfoot Bill 2, I'm waiting on. Should be coming soon. That might be the next one, man. That might be the next book. Oh, you finally got Gunship Thunder Punch. Awesome, P Money. Have you had a chance to read that yet? Let's see, Eric Hawkins has the single issue comics of Hybrids, the Son of Gods. Here is the trade paperback on IGG. Oh, you know what I'm excited for? One of the ones I'm excited for is the T-Bird and Throttle trade collection, if you will. I'm more willing to, for littler stuff that I'm not as keen on, I'm willing to throw out a digital to see if I'll like the first issue, and then the second issue. You know, then if they do a second one, I might say, oh, you know what, I'm going to get the first issue too, as well. But T-Bird and Throttle Collected Edition, I'm excited for that. Hybrid Son of Gods, here we go. The Book of Enoch meets Taken. Fast-paced adventure shrouded in mystery. Let's take a look at this. Boom, there's the news. Boom, there's the webcam, so you can see my lovely face. Here we go. Here it is. They got 22 days left. They need some love. If people are interested in this, 2 different covers you can get. Collector's pack that includes the Trash Day cover, a Hybrids bracelet, trading card set, hybrid sticker pack, mini posters classic, digital trade paperback, and a bookmark. Issue 1 floppy, Volume 1 Trash Day, $25. How many pages is this? 128 pages for $25. That's not bad. That's pretty decent. Kanan White cover. How do I get that one? Exclusive Kanan White cover. Indiegogo exclusive, $40. Kanan White, great artist. Look at that guy. Man, he's huge. Ooh, I like that truck. I'm guessing there's nothing wrong with it. I don't actually have a problem with this morally. I'm guessing tracing went on with this, which is fine. It's not that big a deal. Who cares? Get the comic book out. Get the work out. The story is the important part. But I like that. I like the designs and stuff. Ooh, that's good. I wish I could do character design like that. And I could be wrong about the truck. Well, cool, man. I'll have to look into this further. I'm too lazy to take my other monitor out and move it in front of me, or I could just put that control panel on another one and you guys wouldn't see it, and it would be a better put together stream. Hey Money, my fall list of comics to buy are Titan 2, Lone Star 3, Plot Holes, Aaron Lopresti's Sketchbook, Karma. My kids want the Ethan Salamandroid PVC toy, LOL. Well, enjoy. I know that you have enjoyed those Cyberfrog comics. I did not enjoy it on a story level, and so I haven't backed this new one. Although those toys are a little tempting to get a free Cyberfrog toy. I like toys, so I don't know. There's a reason for me to back that. Getting a free Cyberfrog toy with the comic is one of them. But I don't think I'd add the Salamandroid toy onto that. But then again, I don't know. I don't think I'd read the story very much. And I don't like the single issues for that much money. But you are getting a toy with them, I guess. Besides Lone Star 2 and a Titan, I should be getting Mini Wheeler Vampirella signing lithograph, hopefully soon. Eric Hawkins says, plus I think another 12 pages is a stretch goal with short stories by 6 creative teams. I might be the artist on one of those stretch goal stories, lol. The creator is a pretty good guy, Luke Stone. He's actually a pastor. You're intriguing me. Send me more information about that. I'm interested in possibly talking to this fellow on a podcast I run on the Queen Geek Twitch channel and also on our YouTube. Subscribe. Let me post that in the chat in case some of you heathens haven't subscribed to either of those things. Coin a Geek. Help us take over. Just watch all of our stuff so that we can take over the words coin and geek. Because there's a guy that is coin YouTube about coins that's beating us right now. So watch all our videos and help us take over the top spot from Mr. the Coin Geek. Because Coin A Geek is a better name. We had one of our videos go viral for us. 200 views in a day. Less than a day, really. Less than 24 hours. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah. I like that. Be interesting to talk to him. I think he'd probably enjoy being on a show called Coin A Geek. He would love that. He's been trying to get on shows recently. They're trying to get a drawn and quartered fan edition with his characters. Cool, man. Well, I hope him all the success. Let's take a look at that closer. We also share out the Coin A Geek Twitch. In case some of you people are on Twitch. Because we will be live streaming the podcast on Twitch and then putting the recorded version onto YouTube. So if you want to watch it live, you got to be on Twitch because that's where we make the money. Monetization, y'all. Of course, my Twitch channel should be in the description. Hypothetically, no, it's not. But I also have a Twitch channel. And it is pretty much dead. Because I have not been streaming video games for a long time. For pretty much regularly for like a year. So, if you guys are interested in that, I have been streaming a little bit more. And Lady Vixen is actually streaming through Mass Effect 2, if you like that. So, that's been fun. She's been enjoying that. Also, if you go to the Coin A Geek YouTube channel, you can see me rant about Call of Duty in one of our newest videos, which is pretty exciting. All right, enough shilling. Let's actually talk about something. Let's talk about how this lighting looks horrendous right now. But I'm going with it. P-Money was pretty giddy when Doug finally answered my question. His question. P-Money, Vixen, she streams on twitch.tv/FlyFoxPro. She doesn't have her own Twitch channel that she streams on. It's best to do it on that one because I at least have subscribers, a pretty decent amount of subscribers on there, and there's more of a chance that people might watch, and we get money for it. But if you have Amazon Prime, you link your Twitch account with your Amazon Prime account, you get a free Twitch subscription every month. And then you can subscribe to me for free, and Amazon will give me free money that you don't pay for it. And you get to use fun emotes on my Twitch channel. Of course, you'd have to go back the next month and resubscribe. But that's not a big deal because you'll be watching the streams regularly, right? So you'll be there all the time. Like, oh man, my emotes are gone. Oh, that free Prime subscription. Better do that again. And then I get free money every month. Amazon just gives me their own money from you. And you're not paying anything extra. You just got a link, and Amazon owns Twitch. So there's nothing weird. It's already an Amazon company. All right, Lady Vixen says, let's talk about how long it is taking for your son to go to bed. Yeah. He didn't really... I guess he did get a nap today, but it was a little bit late. Is that what it's about? Is that why? Because his nap was a little bit late today? P-Money doesn't miss those days. My oldest took months to start sleeping at night. My youngest started sleeping at night pretty quickly. Oh, good for you, man. Stupid late nap. Yep. Well, hopefully he goes to bed soon so you can come out and stream some Mass Effect 2. The good thing is we can stream from the Xbox One onto Twitch. So I streamed earlier. I streamed some Witcher 2. And I streamed some Hexic recently and some Batman Arkham Knight. And then on the Coin A Geek channel, I've been streaming Bloodstained. And I might do that tonight if I don't go to sleep. You think he's close to giving up now? Oh man, we'll see. 9 o'clock at night. We'll see. Yes. He is at least finally laying still now. Good. Excellent. Speaking of laying still and not moving, let's look at the Titan Mouse of my Indiegogo. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. 30,000. Let's pull it up here. News. Infinite Me. Titan Mouse of Might by creator Gary Shipman. $30,000. Congratulations, Gary. That's tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. 426 backers. Gary really deserves all of this. Except for the fact that my deluxe edition is not in my hands, Gary. Terrible. Angry. I just want to read it. I better get it before he launches Volume 2. That's all I gotta say. Because I want to have a review up that he can point to for people to see how good it is. Yeah, how great it is. P-Money says, then there's the terrible twos when my oldest wouldn't sleep unless she was sleeping next to me, which was annoying for me because I always slept in my underwear and I had to put clothes on. I know. Much information. It varies for me. But you have girls. He's just a boy. He's a boy. Not as big a deal. Yeah, it varies for me. Depends on how hot it is. Sometimes I wear a shirt and shorts. Sometimes just shorts. It all depends. I used to hate sleeping without a shirt on. I get cold. I feel like I get a cold every time I did that. I've gotten over that. Childlike. Exactly, Fly Fox Pro. Gary launching Titan 2 before I get Titan 1 is my biggest fear. I told Gary, I'm sorry, until I get Titan Deluxe, I can't back Titan 2. No, that's your principles, P-Money. And you have said that about a lot of things. I think, in the past, that's your principle. If you haven't gotten something, you can't back it until you've gotten it. Which I stand behind it. And I am willing to give cheaper things a chance. But if they don't deliver, you're going to basically lose me as a customer. And unfortunately, I think the sad part is with Elliot Doomkicker is, who even knows what state it's in? I don't know that he's shown any artwork from it, to my knowledge. And he could be almost done. Who knows? I just don't think Elliot has really been forthcoming with information about it. Like, I don't know that I'll be as willing to back Elliot's stuff in the future unless he says this is completely done and ready to go. I don't want to wait that long for stuff with the fear that I may not get it. I'm going to look at the updates here. Last update, June 15th. Digital edition added. He's definitely working on it. In June, he also asked for likeness requests for the emails for the people that bought those tiers. I know Elliot's had some personal challenges, and I give him that, but it also that's one of the biggest problems I see with this model is giving people money up front. You're investing in them, and then you're not getting that product. Now, I guess that's part of the risk, but it's part of the risk. But I also feel like, especially for someone who's still out in the public eye and still engaging, and a really great guy like Elliot, it's just sad that we're at this point. Because I felt like it took a long time for Gunship Thunder Punch, but I knew Brian was working on it because you could see the progress as he drew that. And that's Elliot he's retreated off of YouTube except for being on other people's shows. He doesn't do YouTube streams anymore. He's just on Instagram. And hopefully he's building an audience with that. But hopefully part of that building that audience is that he's got the work to give to them. and to fulfill them. Eric says, I can't back another Elliot book until I get Doomkicker. Just can't. Love the guy, but can't do it. Yeah. I love Elliot, and I love his art. And that's what, I mean, I saw that Doomkicker book and the artwork for that, and I was just so excited for it. This is my, not the lack of updates. It's actually the art. This is my kind of art, like simple colors, cartoony, but more, not too cartoony of a look. Like you look at this stuff, and this is what sold me on it. Was this real artwork here? Like this is drawn on paper. You can see the ink work and everything. I just looked at this and I thought, man, that's awesome. But it really was just proof of concept. And I think he's reworked a lot of the designs and stuff. But this, like, these images sold me. I thought, man, what is this off the walls craziness? Doug Tanaple interpreted by somebody else. And I'm still hopeful. But I love his art, and every time I see his art, I love it even more. But I want the book in my hands, Don't know what to say about that one. Other than hopefully everything is working out for it. P Money, I know Elliot needs to keep updating about my Doomkicker comic, especially if you were late. You need to assure backers you're still working on it. Yeah, that's one of the things where I never got, like, even though I felt like I was waiting on Gunship Thunder Punch for longer than he said. Like, I think it did get fulfilled, quote unquote, late by a couple of months from when he said, or longer. I don't remember. But I always saw Brian working on it. You could see him working on pages, or coloring pages, or doing these things, and he was showing progress. And so you felt like, well, I know he's working on it, and he's doing it regularly during the week because I'm seeing progress being made. It might be slower than I'd hoped, but he's actually getting stuff done. And he would post pages from the comic on the updates. Like, oh, look at this 2-page spread I did. P-Bunny says, let me think. The oldest books I backed I'm still waiting for are Brutus, Sovereign, Little Girl Lethal, Detective Dead, and Red Rooster, all launched in 2018. My condolences, friend. You really got the cream of the crop there in terms of late books. You got them all. Although you've given up on Detective Dead. Yeah, I can understand that. I don't know that that's going to happen. I almost backed Detective Dead while it was still open. Like, it was still open, and it was like, oh, we're closing it in a little bit. And I was like, ooh, should I, should I back this? And then I did not. And I was kind of kicking myself because it looked really cool, right? And then, I was happy when all that came out. But it looked really cool. I especially liked the black and white art for it. And I was kind of disappointed that it was going to be colored. So when I saw the black and white art for it, really exciting. Really too bad. I mean, he updated on May 6th, 2020 and says he's got pages. But if the money is spent, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Although it does look like I'll get my Brutus soon, apparently. Yeah, if it was me, this is just my personal thing I would do. In no way am I suggesting that anyone else should do this. But just because I've become friendly with Nasser, if I got Brutus in the mail, it'd go straight into the trash. It really would. I would, like, I don't know. Well, maybe not straight in the trash. Maybe I'd read it because I like Nasser's writing. But part of me would not. I wouldn't be able to enjoy it. If that's just me. That's my personal thing. Maybe I'm in the wrong on that. I'm willing to be corrected. Maybe that's not the right attitude to have. But it helps P Money to think of Brutus as a Nasser book. Yeah, I think maybe if I thought about it that way. And but it's still, it's like it's kind of tainted. It's like watching a Roman Polanski movie. I'm always thinking, oh, he admitted he was guilty of raping a 13-year-old girl in a court of law, and then ran away to another country so he couldn't be punished for it. That's always in the back of my mind. It's like I really haven't gotten to watch anything with Bill Cosby in it for a while. Eric Hawkins says, I think a lot of people jumped into crowdfunding last year and the year before to just make a quick dime, which hurts the creators that want to actually put out a book on time. Yeah, I'm worried, man. Because you go back, like, Kickstarter, I feel like is a lot more healthy for smaller creators because it has this quick make a dime thing. I don't think that culture hasn't invaded Kickstarter. And so I feel like if you're making it on Kickstarter, that's because people really like your stuff and you're really putting it out there, and it's not as much about the whole YouTubing culture, which I'm not a fan of. I think that the live streaming model of promoting a book is a losing. I think it's a losing proposition. I don't think you gain followers that way. I don't think that's a long-term successful model. I think you have to put out quality stuff, and you have to build a community up, but you've got to do it in such a way that isn't destructive, I guess. Eric P Money says, yeah, I knew it was Kills or Lows. I don't understand that first sentence, but basically P Money's rule is that he created is no second book from a creator until I get my first book. Yeah, and that's the rule I was alluding to of P Money's earlier. I knew that was one of his principles. Basically, he doesn't back something until he gets the first one, and I think that's a good rule, and one I'll follow as well. I just don't see how it can do otherwise. Although in the case of Doug TenNapel, I did back Earthworm Jim prior to getting Bigfoot Bill 2, but I have faith that Doug will follow through on that. I think he's demonstrated that he's willing to. He has said that he is willing to replace anything that gets lost and to send people those free, those books. And Doug has demonstrated to me personally that he is willing to follow through on stuff like that and make it good on things. So I don't have any problem doing it for him. Eric Hawkins says he doesn't think that it's Elliot's case where he was trying to make a quick dime. He just thinks he loses focus. It's easy to do, but you got to buckle down. Yeah, I don't know. I don't wish to speculate, but yeah, it could be that. I know I do. For me, I have a webcomic that I started, Peter the Problematic Person, and I have work that I've done half an issue basically, or half an episode is complete. I just need to finish that other one, and then probably maybe one more episode, and it'll wrap the first storyline. And I really want to do that. I really want to get that done, and I need to. And of course, I'm working on Steven Starlight, and I've got to finish up the Mighty Orc before those can be put out into comic book form. And my hope was to have those done by the end of August, and it just hasn't happened. There's a lot of other factors that go into life, and so you can see how things spiral out of control. And I think the thing that's helped me is just realizing my art is going to improve as I draw each page. because of the stage of comic book art that I'm in right now, of being a creator, I'm improving all the time because I'm learning. I'm learning how to draw, and so my art is going to continually change. And the idea that I need to wait till I can do it all the same is just not realistic. So I need to just push forward and just continue to make those books and make them as good as I can make them at that time. So. P Money says, what else? Monster MD and Shinobi Sasquatch I'm waiting for. I'm kind of giving them slack because their decision to do an extra crossover book really slowed them down. Same with Mike and Monster Hunt. Yeah, I don't think it's wise. I think Mike is doing a really great thing this time, which is giving another artist the opportunity to draw that. I do think I'm going to get Monster MD. I do think that it's going to happen. I believe that Von Klaus is going to deliver that book. And it's one that I was really excited for, and some of that luster has gone away. My excitement for that. So I'm hoping it'll be good. I didn't back Shinobi Sasquatch. It looked cool, but I can't back everything. Eric Hawkins says, I have stuff to do. Just don't know where to start, so I drew a Vestry promo card for Twitter. LOL. At least I was drawing. Yeah. I need to send out some artwork that I sold. My first ever artwork that I sold. It happened. And also, I sold the piece that I drew on Drawn and Quartered. So that was exciting. Also, a commission went along with that. And I'm excited to do more of those in the future, hopefully. So I am officially an artist who has sold stuff. I haven't made my money back yet. In supplies and artwork and everything. So I'm not making a living at it yet, but definitely I have sold something. So that's exciting. And Eric Hawkins, I knew would be excited to hear that. As he says, sweet. Eric Hawkins, Money has just got his digital vestry the other day. Haven't had a chance to read it. I completely forgot who the creative team was. LOL. Yeah, I'm excited to read Vestry, and I'm considering if I like it. This is the good thing about these smaller books. Tonic Mole, the Gravestone Press guys, these books where you're paying a smaller price, is you can buy back that digital version, see if you like it, and then if you do, boom, jump over to Kickstarter, wherever they're going next, buy that issue, and or the next book they put out. If they have the issue 1 and 2 pack, you get that. But I'm more of a fan. I've talked about this a lot. I'm more of a fan of trades. I like reading the whole story. It's really important to me, especially if you're not coming out at least quarterly with a serialized story. I have an issue with that. That was my problem with Gunship Thunder Punch. Really stopped in the middle of it, and who's to know when it's going to be complete. I'd personally like to see the Doug TenNapel method of having a complete story for people. Eric Hawkins says, Dragon Ball Z tomorrow night on Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition. I'm sure you could sell that one. I can't do it tomorrow. God, I have prior engagements tomorrow. Oh, that sucks. I kind of want to draw Dragon Ball Z. Oh well, maybe next time. Pickles and Shabby are so passionate about Vestry. I hope they're kickstarted as well. Me too, and it should with that Weldon cover. Should be a smash. Absolute smash. I think a lot of those more interesting books, yours, Vestry, a lot of this stuff that doesn't necessarily have the appeal to the Indiegogo crowd as much as some of this other stuff. I mean, it can appeal to them, don't get me wrong. It's not what I'm not saying it can't appeal, but it has a Kickstarter vibe to it. And hopefully I think it can do well there. You want to say, I like when I read the digital first issue. They usually do a tier that has both issue 1 and 2. Yeah. Yeah, I'm way more willing to put a little bit of money into a single issue of a comic digital than I am shilling out for a print edition of those. It depends on what it is. Yeah. exciting times that we live in. When hypothetically you can meet these people on the internet and sell them comic books and really have your art go out to a lot of people. Although I was talking to Lady Vixen about this earlier today. I do feel that when the internet was a little bit smaller, maybe 10 years ago, more earlier than that, it was easier to get your stuff seen. It was easier for people to give you a chance. And today I think like it's a little bit harder to do that. What do you think, Lady Vixen?
Yes.
She says yes. If you didn't hear her, I don't know. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see what's new. Let's go on the what's new on Indiegogo. Why not? Why not? We'll do an indie showcase since Edwin's not here. Let's see. Here's what's trending. We have the totally rad adventures of Zira. Something tells me I don't think Lady Vixen would want me to have this one. I'm just throwing that out there. What even is this? If that ain't, that's not even cheesecake. That's smut. That's what you call smut right there. Pray for the Sinner Remastered. What is this? Let's take a look at this. Well, it looks like it's probably going to get fully funded. Oh, Phoenix, United States. Interesting. Who are you? Creator? Oh, sci-fi. So far, so good. Prison. Pretty decent artwork. Overall, looking pretty good. It's a different artist, though. That looks different than this. Still good coloring. Oh, interesting. Different creative teams? Maybe? Interesting. That's a cool cover. I like that glow. Don't know if this book is for me, but pretty neat looking. It's an homage edition. Ooh, a Spider-Man homage. McFarlane. Interesting. Looks like that's going to get funded. Good for them. What's next? Black Tide Rising, Volume 1, graphic novel. This is some Chuck Dixon stuff. They need a better image for this when it comes out. That's... looking for a lot of money for this. 43,000 fixed goal. Chuck has some connections with people. This is a John Ringo thing. He's got a lot of people that read his books. Chuck, of course, has some big fans. Oh, this is Brett Smith, colors by Brett Smith, and cover by Dave Dorman. That's cool, man. Some good artists. Solid looking artwork. I'm not personally a John Ringo fan. A little dark for me. Yeah, hopefully that works out for him, man. 36 days left. Quite a ways to go. Is this an art channel? It is from time to time. Right now we're talking about Indiegogo projects. Sorry, I didn't see your comment there, Mr. Holographic. But I do draw quite a bit on this channel. And today we talked about art books in the beginning of the stream. Not drawing today. So, yeah. If you're interested in seeing my art work, let's Pull something out here that I've drawn, a piece that I've sold. And you can see the kind of artwork that I draw. Let's put it on the vlog. Here's so you can see. But yeah, so that's something I've drawn and sold. So I've got to get that packed away and sent off to the person who bought it. But let's go back to this. Let's see, Fatal is this. I don't know. I'm not much interested in Dan Fraga's thing here. I'm not kind of lost onto what this is actually. I've never had much interest in Graveyard Shift. No offense to anybody involved or people that do like it. It just is really never interested in me. What's this? Just launched. Check that out. Fatal. A space exterminator uncovers an infestation with a sinister twist. Good art. Oh man. I like that. If the whole book looks this good, is it finished? Let's read. How much of this book is finished? Could be all of it. I don't know. February 2021. That's not too far away. That looks like it probably has some stuff to finish. Oh, Clint Stoker. Okay. He's the guy that did... He's a Sweetcast guy, isn't he? Am I wrong on that? Downcast, yeah, that's the... Okay, well, whoever he's got on the artwork on that one, great. So he's fulfilled on 2 campaigns. Cool, man. That looks great. I'm gonna have to look into that more. Oh, did I mention 2 days ago I got Dee Dee's art? Lucky. Dee Dee is amazing. Dee Dee is a great supporter of artists and of people in general. So I love Dee Dee. She's responsible for the vast majority of subs that I have on this channel too. Ruth and her have become real chatting buddies, and Dee Dee sent her some scrapbooking supplies that she surprised me with a print for me. She's very nice. Yeah, she sent me some stuff as well. She's great. All right, here's what's just launched. So Black Tide. Pray for the Sinner. It's the SOS Volume 2 graphic novel. What is this? SOS. 3 superhuman brothers are taken to a harsh planet where they must fight for their survival. That looks like it's going to get funded, friends. Good for them. Volume 1 plus 2 plus Ashcan. Volume 2 is a 55-page black and white graphic novel. Oh, then why are you showing color? Huh? Pretty idiosyncratic art, not bad. I like it. Very like the cartooning aspects of that. Cool cover. That looks like Nicolas Cage. Interesting. Well, good for them. What else do we have here? Let's click out of some of these. Sidekick Island. We need to look at that. No real. Oh, here we go. Here's a page. Here's some pages. Oh, I like this. Yeah. Solid cartooning. Good character designs. Nice. So y'all look for 10,000. Hopefully they get there. What else have they done? Says they've had 3 campaigns. Door Kickers, Panzer Demon, and Grade 5. I'm not sure how these are related, but I've heard of these other 2, or at least seen them on here. That's some cool art. That got fulfilled? Sure enough. Hey, good for that. Good for that. Cool. All right, what else do we got here? Look out of some of these. She at the Tower of All That Is Known. In demand. Why is that? How is that just launched? Art book. Okay. What's ending soon? Oh no, not web series and TV. Ending soon. Kozor, Descent into Madness. It's like it got completely funded. Hammer, a post-Ragnarok tale by J. McGregor. That one did look pretty cool. Had some good looking art. I looked at that before. Looks like that got funded. Good for them. Forsaken Gods got funded, which I'm surprised it didn't get more. Maybe people weren't sold on the artwork or something. I'm not sure why this didn't do better. It did. But good looking stuff. Here's Hammer. Where's the pages? Yeah, like that. I really like this. She's a little bit big, but I mean, hey, who am I to complain? I really like this style, and I don't know if this is digital or not, but they really got a cool effect. This really reminds me of some of the independent stuff from the 80s and 90s when you go back and look at it, just in terms of the art and everything, which is cool. Somebody really going all out for the horror, huh? Grotesque imagery. Neat stuff. A lot of people like to do that Days of Future Past cover. All right, we've had enough of that. See what the chat said. Right now, there doesn't seem to be so much I'm interested in. I have it really backed. Yeah, we could look at Kickstarter, but I don't think there's much there right now. It's sort of a quiet period. As I scratch my head right up straight. There's some stuff that looks kind of cool that's in demand, but I try to be good. And not back everything. I think the closer I get to a completed comic, the more I'm thinking about just foregoing crowdfunding altogether, because I don't know that I feel that I'm at a stage with a comic book where I would feel right trying to get people to crowdfund it. So probably gonna do that print on demand route. It'll basically be a preview comic, and then maybe I'll do more entries. It's going to be like an anthology type of a comic where I can tell different stories in that book as I see fit. And then when they're collected into a longer form, maybe then that's when a graphic, a trade paperback kind of version can come together, and I might feel better about crowdfunding that. Death Shroud is very tempting to P-Money. I said that a while ago, but let's look that up. Because I did see that. I think some people really go for an over-rendered look as I look at this Kozar comic. A rendered, heavily rendered look, and it's really time consuming to draw. And there's a balance, right? Like Jack Kirby probably could have done something like that had he worked at it. He could have done a Bernie Wrightson, like Frankenstein thing, right? He's a tremendous artist. But he had this balance between a graphic style and how fast he could go. And he found that balance so that he could draw multiple comic books a month. Like, think about it. He was writing and penciling multiple comics for DC when he was working on the Fourth World stuff. It's pretty crazy to think about, because some people can't even manage a book a month or a book a year. Let's pull this up. News. Go. Death Shroud. Chad Larson. I think that's a Keenan White. Oh, did Keenan draw the whole thing? I was going to say, oh, look, it has a Keenan White cover. But Brett Booth cover, Ryan Stegman cover, Kyle Hotz cover. I wonder why this Death Shroud didn't do better. Kanan's a pretty good artist. I do say so myself. Some pretty exciting. Well, that's a cool image. I wonder why. How many pages is this supposed to be? Did it say and I just skipped over it? 22 pages. Maybe that's the issue. Price point 22 pages for some premium prices. Maybe that's why it didn't do as well. I don't know. Who knows? Not I. Who can say? Who can say what tomorrow may bring? You want to look at, see how the wrong way of doing a comic. So I usually love these Marvel Essentials or the DC equivalent to these big, usually, you know, they're black and white collections of comic book runs, and if you can find them at a good price, you're getting a bunch of old comics for a really good price. But instead of going to the original pencil art and just doing black and white, they just gray toned the colors. And it's almost it hurts me to look at this, because nobody designed for it to look like this. None of the artists ever intended for it to be the regular colors gray toned. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. But I mean, it is a huge collection of Wolverine from the 90s that I do want to read. So, but I like these. Yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time reading digital. I have a Kindle. I don't particularly like reading comics digitally. And I don't really have that. Compared to most, I think, collectors of comic books, I don't have that many comic books, to be sure. It may seem like I do, but I don't. Are you streaming that? How are people going to know what part of the story you're in? Well, if you're interested, Ed, I'm probably, how long have I been streaming? 2 hours. That's a pretty good stream. We may have even gotten a new person named Holographic Butt Cheeks to follow the stream if they at least found this interesting. If not, maybe I'll do a stream tomorrow. Probably not. we're going to be pretty busy tomorrow. Thank you, everybody that watched and spent time chatting with us. Eric Hawkins, P Money, Timothy Best, all the usual crowd. Roscoe was even here from the olden days. We just need Grant Crosby, and then everything would be as it was years ago. That Nigel movie guy, of course, was here as well. But if you're interested, Twitch, Lady Vixen's going to be streaming Mass Effect 2 in just a few minutes. So head on over to there. I'll go ahead and throw that link into the chat once more. And then you guys can go over there and enjoy her playing that game because she's great at it. Here's my closing blast.